start. Be quiet.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad,
Yeah.
baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause some pain, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
Good morning, everybody. I woke up like hour and a half ago, and I already had my existential crisis today. At about 11 a.m., I had my existential crisis. And I'm going to tell y'all about it before we get started. Okay. Now, I don't know how many Gen Zers I have in my audience, okay? But I need to have a conversation with y'all for a second. Okay? Can we have a conversation? Can the Gen Zers please, put a 1 in the chat or something? I need to know who I'm talking to. Okay? Because y'all got me messed up in the game right now. Okay. To all you Gen Zers. So I was scrolling through YouTube shorts because, I have TikTok, but I only have it just to go look at other people's TikToks. I don't go on that app, like, much at all, unless I'm looking up something, right? And I was going through the shorts, and I saw this little dance crave that's going on now, the Nasty, or no, the Dip. That's what it is, the Dip, right? And they're playing the old song. And I'm like, What are they doing? They're all doing the same dance. I'm like, that's not the dip. What are they doing? That is not what my generation came up with. What is this? What is wrong with y'all? It's like the Running Man that y'all are doing now. That's not the Running Man. It's cute. Don't get me wrong. It's cute. It's very cute. But that is not the Running Man. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all were not raised right. You can't reinvent the wheel. Well, I do dance, and I'm going to tell you now. If that's the way y'all are dancing, Gen X not only has one, but two legs up on y'all. Because y'all are sad if that's the way y'all dancing now. I'm just saying. There was absolutely no hip motion in that in the dip. There was no hip motion. Y'all were literally like doing something with your hands. I'm like, what are y'all? That's not the dip. What are y'all doing? I remember when the song came out. Y'all are killing dancing. Y'all are literally taking a steak and just stabbing it. What's wrong with y'all? Good God. It's like y'all's Running Man. There's this one, I saw this series on YouTube Shorts where it's a Gen Xer versus a Gen Zer on different dances. And one was doing the Running Man. And I'm like, okay, mom's got it. She knows what the Running Man is. Yeah, that's how we used to do it. Yes. Y'all pitiful. Y'all don't know how to move your feet. Y'all pitiful. Y'all are so pitiful. But that was my existential crisis today, because I realized I got irrationally angry looking at that dance, and then I was like, oh my God. I think this is how my parents felt when I was listening to hip hop. Oh my God. I'm old. I am legitimately old now. Oh my God. I'm getting irrationally angry over a dance. I'm getting old. Wow. Wow. Hey, Gen Z was raised by Gen X. Yeah, the whole problem. No. You ain't gonna blame Gen X. All right, we ain't gonna blame Gen X for this, okay? Because we have more rhythm. We have more rhythm in our pinky finger than y'all do in your whole body. Okay, our pinky finger does better moves than what y'all do. How are y'all dancing and not moving your feet for nothing? You don't move your hips. All you're doing is a bunch of hand motions because you're so used to doing it for a cat. What are y'all doing? That's not dancing. You might as well sit in a damn chair. Yeah, they ain't got no funk. Yeah, you can't be blaming Gen X. What's wrong with y'all? Anyway, that was my existential crisis today. Just saying. If y'all dance and save room for Jesus Christ, I will not only take that wrench away from you, but I will hide you from the chat, okay? I'm just saying. Keep talking. Keep talking, Crash. Keep talking. Or actually typing. Keep typing, Crash. Keep typing. All right, so what we're going to do today is, and I'll have everything linked, blah, 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 blah. I will have everything linked in the description. You know what? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this bigger. We're not going to do backgrounds today. saying that we're... Alright. So I found this article, and it goes through the timeline of the lawsuits and stuff like that. There was actually a lawsuit in here I didn't know about. This one right here, I didn't know about this one. But we're going to go through this. And then I have, like, short videos that pretty much give an overview of all of them, including the current one. This guy is so funny. I love this dude. Matter of fact, wait a minute. I meant to subscribe to him because he was funny. And then I got some updates and whatever. So that's what we're doing today. Natanya, I sadly and the alerts are on, so this live stream's staying up, as you can tell by the music I was playing. Natanya, I sadly have the same birthday as Diddy. Oh, I'm sorry, Natanya. Well, you know what? You're the better one to have that birthday. We stand you in this chat, ma'am. Alright, so this is called the Sean Diddy Combs Arrest Timeline, Indictment, and What to Know. And I'm going to have to do a lot of reading. But here we go. Alright, Sean Diddy Combs was arrested Monday, September 16th, and charged with the Justice Department called a years-long scheme to abuse and exploit women, and allegedly using his business empire to commit crimes. Combs, 54, was arrested by federal agents at a New York City hotel on an indictment charging him with racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking. You know what kind of trafficking I mean. I just can't say it because we're way too early in the video. Transportation for purposes of using people of the night, because they were men and women, as we know. And the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan said, Combs, famous for his music career, Bad Boy Records label, and the MTV reality television program Making the Band, could face life in prison if convicted. I know he can get as little as 15 years and up to life. So he's looking at possibly getting anywhere between 15 years to life in prison. So, yeah, Making the Band. Do you remember, Crash, do you remember Making the Band? I don't know how old you are, Crash, so I don't know if you would remember Making the Band or not. But, yeah, that's, I believe that's where Dandy Kane came from. Well, was it Dandy Kane that came from Making the Band? Or was Dandy Kane... Basically, he made a bunch of bands that didn't work out anyway because, let's be honest, Diddy is the band destroyer. Yeah, they did. Okay. I remember during Making the Band, there was this one particular moment where he had them go out, I want to say at 2 in the morning to get him some cheesecake. I remember that specifically. And it was kind of controversial that he had them do that. Yeah, it was on MTV. It was pretty... I watched it, not gonna lie. I watched it. Because you know me, I love me some reality TV. I can't help it. I'm a junkie when it comes to reality TV. Combs pleaded not guilty to the criminal charges on Tuesday, September 17th, in a federal courtroom in Manhattan. The indictment comes months after several civil suits that began in November 23rd when Combs' one-time girlfriend, the singer Cassie, accused him of sexually and physically assaulting her during their relationship. In March, federal agents executed a search in Combs' properties. They hit Los Angeles, Miami, and New York all at the exact same time. I knew when they hit all three of those homes, something was going down. And they, listen, federal agents can't just willy-nilly search people's homes. And they not only searched one of his homes, they searched all three of his homes. And I knew then they had a reason. They had something backing up the reason to hit all 3 of his homes at one time. Yeah, once they hit all the locations, shit was getting real. Exactly, Neon. Yeah, so with that, let me get rid of my Harambe. Wait. A judge has cause remember how yesterday, and it's on members only, it's a members only exclusive. I don't think it was good enough to make a video out of, because we were really just BSing or whatever. A judge has refused to grant bail to Diddy. He will be sent to jail while awaiting trial for his trafficking and racketeering, AP reports. They literally, I cannot believe this is happening. Which it makes sense because of how much money he has. You know what I'm saying? Not only the fact of how much money he has, but the power he has. Like, he can run. He's got plenty of money to run, right? But it's astonishing to me that they are not letting him out at all until his trial. He is a flight risk. He absolutely is a flight risk. BBL Diddy. BBL Diddy. BBL Diddy. True. True verse. So, yeah. Here are the lawsuits that were filed against Combs prior to the raid. Combs has denied all the allegations individually through statements by his representative. And here is the full indictment unsealed on September 17th. I have the indictment here. I will be linking this indictment in the, it's not very long. It's only, I think, 14 pages. I believe it's 14 pages. Yeah, 14 pages. And I will be putting that in the description for everybody. And just in case that link doesn't work for that, I'll be linking this article in the description below too. And it's actually, okay, so the indictment is it's vague. It's not like how Cassie's lawsuit was, which had very particular things in it. This indictment really is just an overview. And remember what the guy said from the Southern District of New York? They're still investigating. So here's the thing. Diddy's in jail until he has a trial. If they find more, they're going to tack more onto him. They're going to bring up more charges if they find more. It's still an ongoing investigation. So, now some people think that Diddy's going to sing like a bird. I think this is really going to test his gangster. I really do. I think this is going to test his gangster. I don't know if he is or not, because I'm gonna tell you now, if he does sing like a bird, we might have an Epstein situation. I'm just saying. I'm gonna be truthful about it. I don't think he will. I don't think he's gonna turn. I don't know. He may, and if he does, we're probably gonna lose either respect or lose a lot of our faves. It's not gonna be good. Okay, so November 2023, Cassie and 2 others file suit. So I'm gonna let this video talk about the Cassie suit because it does go in a little bit more detail than what they talk about here. But here is a part that kind of gives an overview. Cassie's lawsuit, it was a heartbreaking read. Like it literally triggered me. I was so excited. I was going to go and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go live going over this. Let me go ahead and pre-read this because it was like 50 some pages long. I still have the PDF for it. It was like 50 some pages long or something like that. And I was like, let me pre-read it so I know what to cut out of what. And, yeah. I figured by the first like 20 pages, yeah, I can't read this because I was already sobbing. I didn't even get halfway through it before I started sobbing reading it. It's bad. It's bad. So, this is just to recap what she says in there. The truth, however, is that Cassie, Miss Cassandra Ventura, was held down by Mr. Combs and endured over a decade of violent behavior and disturbed demands. For Miss Ventura, the dark times were those spent trapped by Mr. Combs in a cycle of abuse, violence, trafficking, and other violent, unlawful acts by Mr. Combs. Miss Ventura on her own home after she tried to leave him, that was the R word, often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. Blew up a man's car, Kid Cudi, after he learned that he was romantically interested in Miss Ventura. Forced the blew up part, it was a Molotov cocktail, which is funny. Forced Miss Ventura to engage in acts with male workers while pleasuring themselves and filming the encounters. Ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive who he learned was nearby. Demanded that Miss Ventura carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is. And introduced Miss Ventura to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance abuse and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. Yes. Hikari. Yes, he sat in the chair. He did. He sat in the chair. He absolutely did. He sat in the Sneeko chair. He certainly did. Yes. And when she describes it in the lawsuit of what he made her do, and for him to sit there and watch her do it, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. And she had to do it. And I'm going to tell you, her lawsuit was so horrific that, there's no way it could have been fake. I mean, you know how you could tell by somebody's story where you get that first impression of it's real or it's fake? When I read her story, I was like, I believe her because she's got way too many details not for it to be a lie. She's not vague in a damn thing she's saying in this. There was no vagueness. Yeah, it's a power. Yes, Midna. It's a power. From what I'm understanding and from what all these lawsuits are showing, if they are true, of course, everything's allegedly. If they are true, yeah, it's about power with him. 100% it's about power. All right. All right, so let's watch this one.
My desk today with Cassie Ventura being the plaintiff and Sean P. Diddy Combs being the defendant. Now, what the heck happened between these two? According to Cassie, Diddy subjected her to a pattern of control and abuse over about a decade, and he vehemently denies these allegations. We're going to jump straight into this story, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this case and so much more. Now, let's get back into it. In 2022, Mr. Combs received the Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET Awards. During his acceptance speech, Mr. Combs stated, "I have to give a special shout out, thank you, love, to the people that were really there for me." He named a number of people before adding, "and also Cassie, for holding me down in the dark times. Love." The truth is, however, is that Cassie, Miss Cassandra Ventura, was held down by Mr. Combs and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbed demands. For Miss Ventura, the dark times were those she spent trapped by Mr. Combs in a cycle.
And the sad thing is, Kim tried to warn her. Kim tried to warn her. His, oh God, I don't remember if him and Kim were married, but Kim Porter tried to warn her. Listen, verse is the best I could do. Just go with it, okay? Go with it. Plus, I have it at 1.5, by the way. I have it at 1.5 speed, so that affects things also. Okay?
Cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking. Among other violent and unlawful acts, Mr. Combs raped Miss Ventura in her own home after she tried to leave him. Often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. Blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in Miss Ventura. Forced Miss Ventura
Kid Cudi
to engage in sex acts with male sex workers while masturbating and filming the encounters. Ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rivalry industry executive whom he is to Saturday night. So it starts with an introduction of Cassie and Diddy meeting in 2005 when she was 19 and Diddy was 37 years old.
Look how pretty she was. Well, she's still beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. Oh my God, Cassie is beautiful. And she's happily married now, and I believe she's got 2 kids. And they are so cute. Her kids are so cute. They're adorable. They really are adorable. Oh, the vid is like super loud. Hold on.
Old. He lured her into a fast drug.
Okay. Why is... Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on. God bless it. Hold on. Ooh. I know what it is. I just gotta find where I gotta go. Nope, that's not where I go. Hello, nope. I am so mad at this. Why? Why did you have to do this today? Hold on. Oh, shut up. Hello. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Nope. I'm close to finding it. Hold on. There we go. Okay, guys, I'm getting ready to volume up. Hello. There we go. I found it. Oh, I was trying to remember because I remember Nick helping me with this, like, at one point. All right, guys. Thank you. I'll have to make this, Okay, hello. Can y'all hear me good now? Yes. All right. Thank you, Verse, for telling me that because I wasn't looking at my sound bar. Thank you, and everybody else, thank you. Yeah, I've been having problems, like yesterday on Discord, on the app. I couldn't hear people and they couldn't hear me, so I had to go to Discord on Google, and it worked. It was really weird. So something screwed up with my volume or whatever. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, now I'm a loud bitch again. Let's go. Okay, let's continue.
Drug-fueled lifestyle, and he was almost 2 decades her senior. Now he wanted complete control over her personal life while providing her all the avenues of success as an inspiring artist, but in giving her that, he demanded obedience, loyalty, and silence during their relationship. Now she said Diddy would go into these violent rages when he would beat her savagely. Now his staff and employees witnessed this, but with him being Diddy, no one really spoke up on her behalf.
That's what irritates me about this whole thing. People knew about Diddy for years, and nobody ever said anything about him. Like I do understand how somebody can go years with doing this and not getting caught. I get that. I understand that. It's just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to know that people saw this stuff happening and they didn't say anything. Like, that's sad. You know? I hate it so much.
After the abuse, he hid her and showered her with gifts, which is typical for a serial abuser. Now, Diddy constantly reminded her that he could do harm to her by requiring her to carry a gun in her purse or by him blowing up the car of a musician that was romantically interested in her. He was abusive sexually, physically, and often made her have unwanted sex with male sex workers. She tried to leave him over and over, but he had a tight hold over her life. She tried to hide from him, but he had networks and affiliations of so many different people, but they would only return her right back to him. Now, there was a time that she thought she had escaped Diddy for good, but she ended up having dinner with him at her home, and he sexually assaulted her over and over, and she constantly told him no. Now that everything is done and she's completely gone, the abuse is still haunting her. She needs intensive medical care as well as psychological care, and Cassie wants justice for the decade of her life that she can never get back.
I remember she was asking for $30 million. Remember when this lawsuit came out and within 24 hours, the ink was not dry on the paper yet? Diddy settled with her. And you know what? Good for her. Good for her. She don't have to testify for shit. She deserved that money, and I hope she lives a happy life with it, knowing that she got money out of his ass. She deserved every dime she got. Literally deserved every dime that she got.
She had to deal with threats of violence, excessive use of drugs, physical and psychological abuse, as well as sexual slavery. Now, according to Ms. Ventura, she brings this action seeking injunctive, declaratory, and monetary relief against defendants in violation of federal sex trafficking laws. Now, Cassie signed a 10-year record deal with Bad Boys in 2006 after Diddy heard her single in a club. Now, Cassie was very naive, so Diddy positioned himself as a father figure in her life, but he became too controlling. Now, 2 years go by and Diddy is with Kim Porter, and Cassie has her own relationship, but Diddy decided to pursue her anyway. At her 21st birthday party, Diddy pulled Cassie into a bathroom and forcibly kissed her. She ran out of the bathroom in the hotel suite crying. Now, in 2007, he asked...
You know, that's another way I noticed that Diddy gets people. He signs them for years, knowing that they can't do anything else with their music. They have to do it with Diddy. And that's how he holds them, and that's how he ruins their career. Skip, it's a temporary thumbnail. Okay? It's temporary. I just woke up.
To take her out. Now, she couldn't say no because she was afraid of losing her record deal. She said yes, and he picked her up, but he was already inebriated. Now, when he picked her up, he gave her a blue pill. She did not want to take it, and she asked, "Hey, what is this?" He said, "You like it." Now, she later found out it was ecstasy. That was the first time she had ever gotten high. Time had went by, and he kept giving her drugs she did not want to take, but she refused in fear of no longer being able to please him and losing her record deal. Next thing she knew, she was in a full-on relationship with Diddy. He spent money on cars, apartments, clothing, everything she wanted, she had. Now, Diddy bought apartments right down the street from the homes that he was at. He bought an apartment in Los Angeles as well as New York, but this was so he can control her. He introduced her to a drug-filled lifestyle that kept her complacent and compliant. Diddy was on...
He kept her drugged up. He literally kept her drugged up. You know? That's sad. That's absolutely sad.
Pain pills that were prescribed by a doctor, but when he ran out, he demanded that she go and procure more from a doctor in her own name. She didn't really want to. Now, Diddy wanted access to everything, her day-to-day activities, her travel, and even her medical records were emailed to him. Now, there was a time she started experiencing memory loss, which was more than likely due to the drugs.
Skip, you think she looks like J-Lo? Really?
And the head injuries caused by him beating her. She went to the doctor and had an MRI, and the MRI was even sent to him. He asked what she called her grandfather, and she replied, Pop Pop. So Diddy wanted her to refer to him as that nickname, Pop Pop. Then there's a time...
Okay, I can see it a little bit. A little bit. Like, Like, she's that type of girl. Like, yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. What's up, Op Block? What's up, EG? Meaden wants to know who the hell is Jayla. You don't know about my queen, Jennifer Lopez? What? That is my queen, Jennifer Lopez. Okay? No, Skip. No, you can't.
That Diddy became enraged. They were doing drugs at his home, and one of his security came to the room and said that Suge Knight was down the street at Mel's Drive-In. Diddy ran into the safe and got multiple guns and ran out of his home where he thought Suge was. And we all see that little run out the house didn't take him nowhere, now did it? Now, over the decade of their time spent together, he would violently abuse her, leaving bruises on her body and leaving her in hotel for days where she would have to heal up. Now, he kicked and beat her so violently one time after a Jay-Z party that he ended up kicking her out of the car, leaving her to hail a cab back home. Now, in 2009, she was speaking to
I just swear to God, it's so heartbreaking knowing everything that she is claiming that he did to her, because of course it's all alleged because the court of law didn't say that it happened. But it's just heartbreaking that all these people have these accounts of him doing this to her and no one did anything. That's heartbreaking. I'm doing good, EG. Thank you for asking.
to a music manager about helping her grow her career, and Diddy became enraged and once again got in his car and began stomping her in the face. Once the car stopped at Diddy's residence, Cassie tried to run away, but Diddy caught up to her and continued to kick her in the face. He realized how bad he had beat her and got her to a hotel in LA where she could heal. She recognized that she was powerless and this man had a team that bowed down to him and no one would tell him that he was doing wrong. She then became numb to the abuse after a while and became beholden and blindly followed his instructions in fear of another vicious beating. He often referred to their relationship as a Bobby and Whitney type of relationship, and he also told her that his fantasy was to see her with another penis. He invited a male
What? Okay, listen. I get people get their rocks off in different ways. I get it, you know. As long as there is no abuse and everybody is willing to do it, go ahead, do your thing. All right? Go ahead and do your thing. But you are allegedly, from her account, beating her and doing all this horrid shit to her. And then on top of that, you want to see her with another man. Yeah, yeah, that's self-admitting cuck right there. Well, not self-admitting because he's not the one saying it. But according to her, he's a cuck, yes. Literally, because he watched it. Literally. He was literally in the chair.
sex worker into the home, and they all took drugs and they wore masquerade.
Natanya's like, brother, ew. Oh, God. Natanya, no.
He made her perform sexual acts on this man, and Diddy watched and masturbated and directed the acts that they would do next. Now, this one encounter lasted multiple days, and Diddy referred to this arrangement as a freak-off or an F.
Yes, Skip, I 100% agree with you. In this context, I think it solidifies how he views her as a sex object and has no regard for her like a partner should. I completely agree with you. Yes, absolutely. 100%. 100%.
FO. So whenever he wanted one, he'd tell Cassie that he wanted an FO, and she had to facilitate finding the sex worker and also finding the location. Now, sometimes Diddy would want these events to happen weekly. Now, Cassie was instructed to go on websites and different escort services to find these men, and Diddy instructed her to find ones with big black penises. Now, during these...
No! Oh, my God. Diddy. I think Diddy's been playing a role this entire time. I have my feelings about him. I really do. I have my feelings about him. Oh my God.
occasions, Cassie was given cocaine, ecstasy, ketamine, marijuana, alcohol, and it actually helped her to disassociate herself during these horrid encounters. Now, he would record these acts on his phone and his laptop, and she would go behind him and delete them and thought that she was done. She'd never have to watch him, never have to see him, but this showed her just how powerless she was. Diddy actually made her watch one of the videos that she thought she deleted while on a plane ride home, and it just showed her that she definitely did not have any power in the situation. Now, sometimes Diddy would beat her in front of these sex workers, and she actually allowed it because she was living in fear of him. He also showered her with gifts in front of these sex workers. Now, in 2015, during her 29th birthday, she was having a birthday dinner, and Diddy asked her to leave and have an FO. She said,
and just to think, at these awards, at the award ceremonies, and when they would go and talk to people, they would look like a happy couple. You would look at Diddy and go, damn, his girlfriend's really pretty, and she looked happy and stuff. It's amazing how victims can act in public. It really is. It's amazing how victims can act in public. And they do it for survival. It's amazing what your survival instincts will make you do. It really is. It's amazing what survival instincts will make you do.
Said no, she didn't want to do it. She was cornered by not only him, but his security as well, and forced out of the building and taken to the hotel where she did have to perform sexual acts with the male sex worker. She came back high. Diddy was high. Diddy ended up seeing one of her friends at a hotel and picked the friend up like a baby and dangled her over the hotel balcony, scaring her friends, but she was too inebriated to even say anything to him. Now, there were also moments in the relationship where she would try to leave, but then his network of friends and associates would only bring her back. Now, in 2011, during a break in their relationship, she started dating Kid Cudi for a brief moment. Now, Diddy was out of town and he asked her to come back for an FO, and because she was afraid of him, she decided to do it. Now, during that time, Diddy started going through her phone and he found her emails, and she had emails with Kid Cudi. Child, he got upset, he picked up a corkscrew and he lunged towards her. Now, in fear, she left and she went to Kid Cudi's house. Diddy's team contacted her and was like, look, you need to go back and talk to Diddy. He's going through, see what's wrong with him. Now, in fear that he was going to do something to Kid Cudi, she went back, and when she got back, Diddy beat the brakes off of her again. In 2012, during Fashion Week, Diddy contacted her and was like, look, I'm going.
He was mad about Kid Cudi. He was mad about Kid Cudi.
Going to blow up Kid Cudi's car, and I want to do it while his friends and family are there. Next thing you know, Kid Cudi's car ended up getting blown up. Now, in 2015, Cassie was filming this movie in Cape Town, and when she was filming the movie, she ended up finding this actor. She started dating him. Diddy found out about it. Diddy contacted the actor and threatened him, and the actor ended up contacting Cassie like, hey, you need to call Diddy. So that relationship was easily tarnished. In 2016, she had another FO with Diddy at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles, and during that time, Diddy got extremely inebriated again, and he punched her in her eye, giving her a black eye. He ended up going to sleep, and she tried to exit the hotel quietly, but he ended up waking up, screaming at her, and he followed her down the hallway, yelling at her, and he grabbed some glass vases, and he started throwing them at her, causing the glass to crash everywhere. She then got into the elevator.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And he knew he was getting away with it, and he knew she wasn't going to go to cops because he knew he had her. That's the thing about an abuser. Okay? The physical abuse is bad. Don't get me wrong. Okay? But physical abuse can most of the time heal. All right? You know, except for extreme cases, right? But the thing is about an abuser is it's the entrapment. And the entrapment is in your mind. And once they have you in the mind, that's when they got you. And you do practically anything that you can do for survival. I remember fighting grown-ass men because I had to. Because I knew if I didn't fight them, he would be fighting me, my ex-boyfriend. And I did it for survival. Survival of myself. You know? And when you're in that situation, you do what you got to do to survive. You know? It's sad. It's real sad. Yes, Hikari, the woman, the video about the beating of the woman, that's actually Cassie. Yep, that's this lady here that he was beating in the hotel. Skip, he was so powerful and had his hands on everything in the industry that she really has nobody to turn to. I guess except the yeah. Yeah, no, it was bad. And with his kind of money, do you think he didn't have the cops paid off too? Think about it. Think about it. I would be scared to death to go to the cops over somebody like Diddy. With as much money and as much power as he had, I'd be scared to go to the cops. Because if people think that cops don't get paid off to this day, y'all are living in a dreamland. Y'all are living in a dreamland if you think cops still don't get paid off. Not all cops. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all cops are bad. But, you know.
And tried to escape. Now, she managed to make it downstairs to the lobby, and she quickly ran out and hailed a cab. Then she started realizing this man is really going to be upset with me, and things are only going to get worse. So she attempted to go back, and when she went back, the hotel staff was like, look, we saw the cameras, we saw everything that happened, get back into the cab and go ahead and leave. So she ended up leaving. They are saying that Diddy paid the hotel $50,000 just for that security footage, so it shows you money can get you a lot more than what you thought. Now, she went to go stay with one of her friends in Florida, and James Cruz, who was the president of Bad Boy Management, tracked her down and told her that her single would not come out if she did not call Diddy's phone. A woman who worked at Sony.
Her single won't come out until she calls Diddy. So that right there puts that person into the situation. There's going to be a lot of people implicated in this indictment that's going on with the Southern District of New York. There's going to be a lot of people going down with this. A lot. Yeah, yes, E.G., yes. This is like mafia stuff. Yes, it is. Yes. And this has been going on for decades. And I personally believe it started in 94. I'm just saying. If you know, no, 94? No, 96. I think it started in 96. And if you know, you know.
Music reached out and also gave her the same ultimatum, letting her know that her record would not come out if she did not contact Mr. Combs. He also had one of his attorneys contact her, and that lawyer told her that it was in her best interest to call Mr. Combs back. Each time she tried to run away from him, he had a powerful network of associates and friends and workers who would contact her and let her know you need to go back and force her back. Now, during this time, she's losing family members, she's losing friends. No one is really wanting to hang around her anymore because not.
And that's another thing an abuser does. They isolate you. They trap you in your mind, and then they isolate you. They don't want you around family. They don't want you to have friends. They just want you to be completely dependent on them for everything. For everything. That's what abusers do. They isolate you. And once you're isolated, your instincts kick in and going, okay, I got to do what I got to do to get through this. And then you get to a point, and I'm telling you this from firsthand knowledge. When people finally leave these situations, normally, well, I know with me personally, when I was able to finally live my 6 years of hell, I got to a point I didn't care anymore. I actually, towards the end of it, I actually started shit with him, hoping that he would do it. I'm like, screw it, somebody gonna die. Might as well be me, because I do not want to do this anymore. And you get to a point you just don't care anymore. You're over it. You're over living that way. And you do what you got to do to get out.
Not only is he being abusive to her, but he's also kind of being abusive to her friends as well. So this is the point when she's like, you know what, enough is enough. So in September of 2018, she joined him for dinner at an Italian restaurant in Malibu, California, and this dinner was supposed to be the dinner that she discussed leaving him for good. But after dinner, Mr. Combs went to her home in Malibu, California. This is a home that he paid for. He forced himself into the apartment and tried to kiss her. She kept declining, but he pushed his way right on to being with her, and he forcibly pulled off her clothing and unbuckled her belt and proceeded to rape her. While she repeatedly saying no, she pushed him away, and he did it anyway. At this point, she couldn't do it anymore. She said she was done. She ended up moving away. She gave him back the car that he had gave her. She got her own place, but in early 2019, her home address was revealed online, and this led to her fearing for her safety, and she thought that he would be able to find her, so she was under immense duress. Now, she was finally able to get away, and she credits her children as the reason why she was able to get a new lease on life. However,
that's her beautiful family. Look how pretty them babies are. Look how pretty them babies are. Her husband handsome, too. Look how pretty them babies are. They so cute. I don't think they're babies now, but they're cute. But that is her handsome husband and her 2 children, and they are adorable.
During her first few months of her pregnancies, she said that she was still going through the struggles of her addiction to alcohol and drugs. Without those vices, she started to have horrific nightmares at night, thinking about the sexual acts he would get her to do, the beatings and all of that. She checked herself into an inpatient treatment at a rehabilitation center, and during that time, she was required to do intensive therapy and other medical care to recover from Mr. Combs' abuse. She is asking for a money judgment for mental pain and anguish and severe emotional distress, according to proof. She's also asking for punitive and exemplary damages, according to proof, and also her attorney fees and costs. Diddy's attorney is speaking on his behalf, and Diddy is denying it all. He said it didn't happen. He's not admitting to it. They're just going to have to go to trial, and we're going to have to see how this all works out.
Yeah, and in 24 hours, he paid her money. And good for her. She deserved every dime. She earned every dime. If not, she deserved more out of that mofo. Within 24 hours, he gave her money. All right, so that's the Cassie. Now, I didn't know about this one. For some reason, this one escaped me. December 2023, Jane Doe said she was gang R-worded at 17. Jane Doe filed a lawsuit alleging she was gang and trafficked by Combs and Harvey Pierre, a former longtime president of Combs record label. The unidentified woman says she was assaulted. The assault happened in 2003 when she was 17 and Combs was 34. According to the suit, she met Combs and Pierre at a lounge in Detroit, and Combs convinced her to travel with them on a private jet to New York City. Now, look. She was 17. They went from Detroit to New York City. That's not good. Before they left the lounge, the suit said, Pierre smoked crack cocaine and forced Doe to perform oral on him. Doe was taken to a studio in New York City where Combs, Pierre, and a third defendant plied her with copious amount of drugs and alcohol. The three men took turns doing that to her in a bathroom at a studio after she was too inebriated to consent. The men allegedly left her on the bathroom floor. Once they were done, she was flown back to Michigan. The suit said Combs denied the assault allegations, and Pierre called the suit a tale of fiction. And I don't know where that went with that. I don't know what happened with that. I have no clue. I didn't know anything about that one. All right, so February 2024, Rodney Jones accuses Combs of RICO enterprise. Rodney was Little Rod. He is the one who was filming everything in his lawsuit. I think I kind of went through his lawsuit in one of my Diddy videos, where he had the pictures. He had the picture of oh God, what's his name? Cuba Gooding Jr. And he said he had hours and hours and hours of footage. That's this dude here. Hard not to believe that every claim, considering he's trying to pay all these people to keep quiet. She only turned when the money stopped and it became clear she wasn't getting a ring. Crimson Tide, you're cute. You're real cute. Anyway. All right.
Combs, a music producer, is accusing hip-hop mogul of assaulting him and forcing him to have sex with prostitutes.
It's very scary for myself, and it has me worried about my kids, and just sleeping with anxiety and different things like that. So just moving forward.
Man,
Oh, there's Meek Mill. Oh, Meek Mill, no.
Man, you deserve it, Daddy. You put in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
Well.
How is a grown man gonna call another grown man daddy? Unless that's his daddy, you know what I mean?
But isn't the infamous Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, back with another jaw-dropping accusation against him? I bet you think you've already seen the worst of this man, but somehow Diddy manages to fall even further.
Exactly, Kiri. Exactly. I mean, if you're gay, okay, yeah, exactly. But Meek Mill, oh my God, when Little Rod's lawsuit came out, and it was talking about Meek Mill, because everybody realized it was Meek Mill he was talking about, because they tried to say who the rapper was, but then in the addendums, you read out who the rapper was, and it was like, oh, that's Meek Mill. Everybody knows that's Meek Mill. Meek Mill hit the roof. Oh, bless his heart.
Down, Little Rod Jones has come forward as one of Diddy's recent victims. It turns out it isn't just women who need to protect themselves from the producer, but even men. But wait, Diddy is still trying to refuse the allegations.
Yeah, Chase, we don't talk about things that are nonsense.
What has Lil Rod got to say about his experience working with Diddy, and how has he responded to it? Let's find out. P. Diddy was the most acclaimed producer and rapper of his time, but lately, all he has managed to do is to get into nasty controversies. From cheating on his wife to sleeping around with rappers,
You know what? I'm sorry. This is what we need to do. We need everybody put your hands together and pray to the great oracle, Cat Williams. Because Cat Williams literally said this. And I believe January of this year. It was January, February. It was during the Mama Mac stuff. I do know that. Okay? Because I took a break from the Mama Mac stuff and stopped and listened to that interview he did. We need to put our hands together and pray to the great oracle of Cat Williams, because Cat Williams called this. He literally pointed his finger to the outfield and said, I'm going to hit that home run right there. Right there. That's where the ball is going. Right there. And that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. He literally called this. He is the great oracle of our time. Bruh.
thought he was just not the family man we had considered him to be. But now, he has crossed all limits. This time, the controversy is much worse than any of us could have imagined. That's right, Diddy has been accused of taking advantage of a man, and that too a producer, on his album.
He alleges that, Young Miami cousin tried to have sex with him in front of Diddy.
Yeah, he went into the bathroom, and then she came into the bathroom and tried to...
Do I not have...
throw herself on him. He didn't want to have nothing to do with her.
Rodney Jones, also known as Lil Rod in the music circle, felt on top of the world when he got the opportunity to work with Diddy. Now, you see, Diddy, despite his reputation, is one of the best record producers and executives in the industry. He has a successful record label, and his songs are instant hits.
FYI, I agree with the sentiments of the West Coast back in the day. I didn't realize it at first, obviously, because I was East Coast. I like listen, at the time, I like New York beats a hell of a lot better than West Coast beats. They were using this high string, that shit in this. I can't stand it. It drives me insane. My ADHD hates it. But I love that deep bass, and that deep bass was coming out of New York. All right? So, East Coast all day. But, they said one thing that I look back at now and I think about it. Don't trust a producer that wants to be on stage. Don't trust a producer that wants to be on stage and wants to be in the center of things. You're a producer. You're supposed to be in the background. Believe me, you will get your accolades for producing some hot music. There is no reason for you to be on stage and doing that same... I'm sorry. The one thing I did say back then is, does Diddy have a different dance? Because he did the same damn dance with his arms swinging back and forth, and it was the same damn dance every time. Diddy had one move. It was ridiculous. Just saying. No, Blake, actually, Kanye is actually a good producer. I can't believe that's coming out of my mouth. Kanye can come out with some of the sickest beats out there. He really can. And it's probably because Kanye is Kanye, okay? But Kanye's also a rapper too, although I don't like any of his new stuff. His old stuff, like College Dropout, that was great. I don't know what he's doing now. I don't even want to describe it as music. I'm not even gonna lie.
So it's not shocking that new artists turn a blind eye to his rather troubling past when...
Ninja, I don't know if you know this, but Dre was also a rapper. And Pharrell, too. I remember when Dre and Pharrell came out as rappers. Okay? So, it's okay for them to be on stage. They were rappers. Just saying. Timbaland's a really good producer. I like his beats too.
When they get a chance to work with him. That's exactly what Lil Rod did, expecting it to be the rare case when Diddy treats his employee nicely. But of course, you can't change someone's nature now, can you? Diddy ended up making Lil Rod's year an absolute hell. After a long time of enduring it, Lil Rod has come forward with his traumatizing experience of working under Diddy. Lil Jones was a videographer and producer on Diddy's team, where he worked really closely with Diddy. He worked with the acclaimed producer from September 2022 to November 2023 and produced singles for his latest album. The newbie artist accused Diddy of inappropriately touching his private parts and forcing him into physical activities that he didn't consent to. At this time, Lil Rod was working on Diddy's album and living with him in Coombs' residence in New York, Florida, Los Angeles, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, in addition to a boat he rented out. That is to say, Diddy had plenty of opportunities to force Lil Rod into doing what he wanted.
Crazy. Ninja Style, Pharrell was a rapper. Go listen to Pharrell's old stuff. Go listen to Pharrell's old stuff. He's from my neck of the woods. Him and the Clips, Missy Elliott, Timbaland, they're from my neck of the woods. The Neptunes. Yep.
That's not all. Diddy apparently also forced Lil Rod into resourcing workers and engaging with them for his own entertainment. The biggest allegation was that Diddy forced Lil Rod into having unwanted encounters with other producers and friends. The horrible list of allegations didn't end here. Lil Rod accused Diddy of drugging him and taking advantage of him. The lawsuit has some pretty harrowing details about what goes on at the infamous Diddy parties. Turns out it's all just a cover for a bunch of illegal crimes, and I'd be lying if I said I was surprised to hear that. In the lawsuit, Lil Rod claims that screenshots from parties that Combs threw for young girls and workers, some of whom he said were given beverages that had been tainted with drugs, are included. Allegedly, many underage girls were harmed and filmed by the mogul in his home.
I am so disturbed by that if this is true, under the prison, it's bad enough everything else he did. It's bad enough what he allegedly did to Kim Porter. It's bad enough what he allegedly did to Cassie. All right? It's bad enough with that. But now you're talking underage girls under the prison. Under the prison. Under it.
Combs, who Jones characterizes in the lawsuit as forceful and demanding, and someone who never takes no...
Yeah, you can tell this is AI because they're saying Coombs instead of Combs. I know. But you know what? It's actually not a bad AI voice. Again, this is at 1.5 speed, so...
For an answer, allegedly used his position of influence as one of the most powerful figures in hip-hop and business to intimidate Jones. Jones claims Combs threatened to harm him physically if Jones disobeyed his demands. Diddy also tried to intimidate Jones by recounting some of his past incidents. Combs forced him to watch as he displayed and bragged about getting away with shooting people, but Diddy had one habit that might finally bring his downfall. According to the complaint, Combs demanded that Jones record him constantly, and Combs used Jones's phone to videotape himself many times.
This dude is shooting something for you, and you want him to record you at all times. This right here tells you that Diddy either felt like he wasn't doing anything wrong, or he was so powerful nobody would care. Why are you going to have somebody record you doing dirt? Are you stupid? Is this like an Andrew Tate situation? Andrew Tate went around telling everybody, well, Andrew Tate told on himself. He was going around telling everybody what he was doing. Everybody thought he was memeing at first. Oh, this can't be real. This can't be real. And of course, Xylie was the crazy one because she was taking Andrew Tate seriously. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Willie Mack. I'm looking at you, Willie Mack. Anyway, all right, Willie Mack's still my homeboy. Don't get me wrong. Willie Mack's still my homeboy. But still. Why are you going to tell on yourself, or why are you going to have somebody record your dirt? Why? That's so dumb. That makes you a dumb criminal. Like, what? Good God. Yes, rare Willie Mac L. Yes, it is. All right. Yes, and I purposely passed that L to him. He made it up because he did some damn good investigation into the Andrew Tate stuff and looking into the lawsuits and stuff like that. He did work on it, so he got his W in the end. Okay, but at the beginning, oh no, it was an L. Because you know what? Xylie was taking him too serious, and it wasn't just Willie either. There's quite a few of them. Oh, he's just memeing Xylie. He's not being serious. No. This guy's for real. I'm telling y'all, this guy's for real.
Jones says he has hundreds of hours of audio and video footage showing Combs, his employees, and his visitors engaging in serious illegal activity. If anyone is wondering...
Craig, I think that's exactly it. He already gotten away with so much, he probably figured he was untouchable by now. Yes.
At least he got paid a lot for working with a big name like Diddy. As it turns out, that's completely false too. In his lawsuit, Jones says he was not paid for the songs he created for the Love album and that he was under an implied work-for-hire agreement. So basically, Combs, Universal Music Group, Love Records, and Motown Records all unfairly benefit at his cost. You can imagine what sort of hell this past year must have been for Lil Rod. I'm sure this ordeal put him in unimaginable mental distress, and only now he had the courage to come forward and take legal action. The producer and ex-employee of Diddy has filed a $30 million lawsuit against the record executive and taken him to court for his dirty crimes.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's a cross between Cassie and what Little Rod had, because I bet you, because they were just lawsuits. They were like civil suits. They wanted money, right? Both of them, they wanted money. But here's the great thing about civil suits. The DA can look at it and go, oh, wait a minute. Wait, you got tapes of this stuff happening? What? And I bet you they had been looking into Diddy for a while. And between Cassie's lawsuit and Little Rod's lawsuit, I think it gave them what they needed to raid his 3 homes. And now we got an indictment. You know?
Diddy isn't the only one Lil Rod is coming after. In the lawsuit, he has accused some big names of enabling Diddy and his criminal acts. Combs' adult son Justin, his chief of staff Christina Karam, Universal Music Group CEO Sir Lucian Grange, and former Motown Records CEO Ethiopia Habd Mariam are just some of the people Lil Rod has accused of being involved in and assisting Diddy in his outrageous fantasies and crimes. There are also some interesting revelations in Lil Rod's lawsuit. The producer revealed that Diddy had lied to the public for decades about his orientation. Apparently, he was in a proper relationship with a rapper from Philadelphia who had also dated Nicki Minaj. This proves Diddy...
That's how they described it. And look. There's nothing wrong with a man being bisexual or a woman being bisexual or anybody being bisexual. Okay, I do not care. Do whatever you want to do. But as soon as this came out, Nicki Minaj and her... Don't make me go there about Nicki. I can go on a whole diatribe about Nicki Minaj. Don't make me go there. Lil' Kim is the better rapper. Anyway, Nicki Minaj started talking shit on Twitter, and I think she started talking shit on IG. And she was talking like, I told you so and stuff like that about Meek Mill. Yeah, don't even get me started about her husband either. Don't even get me started on that.
Diddy isn't what he wants to portray to the world. These aren't the first allegations of him being gay either. The rumors about him having relationships with men have been around for ages, but Diddy simply refuses to comment on these. Could this be a form of admission? Do you think Diddy would sit around and let a young producer with a lesser social status and a lesser name in the industry...
Platinum for $6.99. FPS Diesel groomed me to send you money, according to Scarlett. Well, thank you for the $6.99. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
ruin his image like this? Not at all. Diddy has fought back, and I'm not surprised in the least. This guy has had a whole list of allegations against him throughout his career, and he has managed to still stay at the top of his game despite the bad reputation. All this could not have been possible if he had sat silently. This time, again, Diddy has decided to come down hard against the junior producer. Diddy's attorney, Sean Hawley, spoke to the media and, of course, straight up denied all the allegations. They must think we, the audience, have amnesia and have forgotten all of Diddy's past. Well, Diddy has decided to pretend none of what Lil Rod said ever happened. According to his attorney, Lil Rod is just a liar who wants to get free money out of Diddy. Or maybe Lil Rod wants attention, and what better way to do it than to name drop one of the biggest producers in Hollywood and accuse him of unimaginable crimes. Diddy's attorney also made a...
I don't know, man. That came 2 months after, no. That came 3 months. November, December, January, February. Yeah, 3 months. That came 3 months after Cassie's lawsuit. And 2 months after Jane Doe's lawsuit. You know? And Diddy's had a reputation for a very, very long time. It was like an open secret. Like, of course, we in the public, we didn't know the details, but we heard. We heard little things here and there. 50 Cent been telling people for decades about Diddy. And everybody thought 50 Cent was lying or joking around. You know? But he was sneak dissing Diddy the entire time. The entire time. 50 was the oracle of Diddy. He really was. But everybody thought he was joking because the one thing about 50, he's petty. Everybody knows he's petty. I do love a good petty king, okay? And he is a petty king. And he has been told people about Diddy. Been told people about him.
Another interesting statement. Sean says they have...
And he is having a field day with this, let me tell you.
Evidence that Lil Rod is lying, the kind of evidence no one can ignore. Of course, they're keeping this evidence hidden and will only take it to court, but so far, Lil Rod's legal team has refused to communicate with Diddy or answer his attorney's calls. Why is it that Lil Rod is ignoring Diddy now? Could it be his form of self-preservation in order to protect himself from blackmail? Or is it true that Diddy has indisputable evidence against him? It looks like we'll have to wait for the court investigation to find out the truth. One thing that has caught my eye in this legal ordeal is that Diddy's team didn't deny all of the allegations. Instead, they downplayed some of them to make it seem like Diddy was just a friendly and close employer. According to the lawsuit, Jones claims he was made to work in Combs' bathroom as Combs took a shower in a glass enclosure while completely. Now, this could easily be identified as harassment considering Lil Rod was staying with Diddy in a work capacity and Diddy was basically exploiting this power imbalance. But Diddy's team decided to completely downplay this incident and portray it as casual and normal. His chief of staff dismissed the accusations and said it was nothing.
That's not casual or normal. I'm sorry. That is not normal. No, that's not normal. What's up, Nuke?
But friendly horseplay, stating that those acts were Mr. Combs' way of showing that he likes you. What a horrible and borderline criminal way to show likeness, I have to say. Has anyone else noticed how good and fast Diddy's legal team is at shutting down any allegations against their producer? Or is it...
Look how much money he has. They're being paid to shut this shit down. He has like top-notch lawyers. Of course his lawyers are doing their job and shutting it down. That's their job. That's what they get paid to do. That's exactly what they get paid to do. You know what, Rat, I'm wondering the same thing. Rat says, I bet Diddy abused his staff too. I'm wondering if there's going to be staff story. There's already a story about a nanny. I believe there's already a story about a nanny. But I wonder if the staff got stories too. They've got to have stories. They have to. They have to.
Is it just me? Well, of course they're getting good at it, considering the amount of crap.
Skip says, I read he abused his female Really, Skip? Skip, if you have that link, can you give it to me? I'm not going to do it right now, but if you have that link, can you give it to me? Or if you can find it somewhere? Because that's the thing. If he was like all fucked up in the game like this and all the drugs and stuff like that, you can't tell me I'm pretty sure the staff, somebody, now granted, listen, here's the thing about abusers, all right? Abusers will pick and choose who they abuse, all right? So, yeah, there's stories about him and Cassie, there's stories about him and Kim, apparently there's a story about him and a chef. I know there was a nanny situation, I believe, somewhere, But that doesn't mean that he would have abused all of his staff. You know what I mean? Like, they pick and choose who they do it to. So, I'm wondering, is their story about his staff? Yeah, the staff held drugs and stuff like that for him, but that doesn't necessarily mean he abused them. I want to know if there's any abuse allegations with them. Hey, Dev.
Practice they are getting. Just a few days ago, the team was busy defending Diddy against a whole other bunch of similar allegations, starting with one of his past girlfriends, Cassandra Ventura. Cassandra had some similar accusations to Lil Rod. She too says that Diddy had been pimping her out to friends and while he recorded the encounters and later threatened her with them. Just a day after Cassandra made the allegations, Diddy offered her a settlement to try and close the matter. Well, unluckily for him, Cassandra's lawsuit gave more women the courage to come forward and record their stories. Two other women, Liza Gardner and Joey Dickerson Neal, revealed how they had gone through similar suffering at the hands of Diddy.
Oh, I didn't remember that one. Wait, what?
Two other women, Liza Gardner and Joey Dickerson Neal, revealed how they had gone through similar suffering at the hands of Diddy.
I didn't know about those two. I'm going to have to look into those two. Sore heart for two. I think his ex-bodyguard has stories. Yeah, the thing about his ex-bodyguard is I've listened to some of his stories. And you know what? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to think about his stories. I don't know. Because this shit is crazy. The shit that you are hearing that's coming out is crazy. It was a Vlad interview? Okay, thank you, Skip. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Diddy has settled with Cassandra, but when so many women came forward, he had no choice but to give his same old statement. As expected, he denied the allegations, saying enough is enough, and calling the claims against him sickening. In a very dramatic manner, he acted innocent and said, "Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." After countless accusations and lawsuits, it's clear Diddy has managed to perfect his confused and devastated statement of innocence anytime someone comes forward with receipts of his crimes. Rumors of his criminal activities have been around for ages, but it looks like they're only now starting to stick. Three of Combs' previous performers supported Cassandra when she launched her lawsuit. Combs resigned from his position as chairman of Revolt TV that same month. A reality television program about his family was canceled by Hulu in December. Diddy's empire...
Ooh. Diddy. It already started going down. Oh yeah, I know. His sons have been accused of stuff. His sons seem to have a tendency to do some dirt. Not everything. I'm not saying they do everything with him, okay? I am not saying the freak offs or anything like that. But, yeah, his sons have been in some situations with their dad. I didn't know that he was doing a family docuseries. I did not know that, Skip. I did not know that. I really didn't.
Is already crumbling. Maybe Lil Rod's testimony will be the last nail in the coffin, and Diddy will finally be given the punishment he deserves. But then, we can only hope that Lil Rod doesn't fall victim to coercion or harassment and withdraws his statements. After all, this much is clear. Diddy has enough power over his victims to harass and intimidate them. But with the turning tides and the back-to-back allegations,
I bet you the Southern District of New York saw those tapes of Lil Rod's, and that's what, I bet you those tapes were the okay to go to those three houses, to go to his three homes. I bet you. Platinum, thank you for being a member for 4 months. Keeping up with the Diddies. I doubt that was the name of it, but that would be a funny name.
Lil Rod should hold tight and get justice like he deserves. After all these allegations, I think it's safe to say Diddy is a public hazard, and the longer the courts take to bring his victims justice, the longer this list of his victims will grow. That's it from our side.
Okay. All right, so we got through that one. All right, March 2024, Combs home search by federal agents. We know about that. You know, they raided all three homes. At the time the raids, Combs was on his way to a scheduled trip to the Bahamas and was stopped at a Miami airport. Prior to the departure, officials seized his cell phones. I think that's where they picked up his little mule, too. Following the raids, was never detained but spoke to, cooperated with authorities. He described the raids as an ambush, saying that there is a rush to judgment based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. There have been no findings of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name. I bet he will. Yeah, Brendan Paul, 25, was arrested at the Miami Opelika, Opelika Executive Airport at the same time Combs was stopped at the airport. A law enforcement source familiar with the matter confirmed that Paul is a Combs associate, and it is currently unclear whether his arrest was related to the raids. April 2024, Combs' son, Christian Combs, is accused of SA. Grace, I don't know how to say that name. We'll just say Grace, alleges in a lawsuit that Christian Combs drugged and SA'd her while she was working on a yacht the elder Combs had chartered for a trip at the end of 2022. The suit also named Sean Combs as a defendant. The assault is alleged to have occurred days before Sean Combs hosted a New Year's Eve yacht party with celebrity guests. Grace included as evidence transcription of audio clips. Oh, God. That were recorded by a producer of her denying his advances as he... That was recorded by a producer at the end of 2022. Ooh, I wonder if that's Little Rod. I wonder if that was Little Rod. It says here that were recorded by a producer. Huh. Of her denying his advances as he gropes her. NBC News has heard 2 clips of audio transcribed in the suit, purportedly from the night of December 28, 2022, but has not verified who was recorded. I think that was Little Rod, because I remember Little Rod talking about being on that yacht and recording on that yacht. Um, 922, but has not verified who was recorded. Representative for Christian and Sean Combs did not immediately respond for request for comment. May 2024, video surfaces of the 2016 assault on Cassie in the hotel. We all saw that. It's gross. It's a gross video. It's disgusting. That was a sad video to watch. That was a very, very sad video to watch. All right, September 2024, former Danity Kane Group member sues Combs. Okay. So now we're going to go to this video. This video is only 8 minutes long. And I did not have the chance to look over this one. I have it, but I didn't have a chance to look over it. She basically gives us the rundown on it. And I think her channel's name is I'm Not a Lawyer. Yeah, I'm not a lawyer, but... I like her channel name. All right.
Sean Combs, aka Diddy. So let me give you a recap. So this is a civil lawsuit, which means she is suing for money. Civil lawsuits are filed by people and they are for money. Criminal cases are filed by district attorneys, prosecutors, the state, whatever you want to call them. So for this civil case, Don is the plaintiff and Sean Combs, Harv Pierre, and a whole bunch of Diddy's companies, plus Universal Music Group and Interscope Records are all the defendants. Now, early in the doc, it says that Diddy was a once celebrated hip hop mogul who once explained the origins of his stage name in a US Today interview. He said he was given his nickname, Puff, because he had a temper and was known to huff and puff when he was angry.
You know, I didn't know that. His nickname was Puff. See, I remember, like, I'll call him Diddy now, but for the longest time when he was changing his name to different names and shit, I was calling him Puffy. I know him as Puffy. That or maybe even P. Diddy, but I really know him as Puffy. But I didn't know that. If that is true, it kind of makes sense.
U.S. Today interview. He said he was given his nickname, Puff, because he had a temper and was known to huff and puff when he was angry. Did y'all know that? I don't feel like I knew that. Further down in the factual allegation section of the lawsuit, it goes into the details for the basis of the suit. It describes Don Richard being selected for making the band in 2004 and then ultimately being named as a member of the group Danity Kane. Don alleges that for Danity Kane's first album, she is owed an estimated $1 million for unpaid salaries. She says for Danity Kane's second album, she is owed an estimated $500,000 for unpaid salaries. And then for touring, she says she is owed an estimated $1.8 million. The document notes that Diddy fired Aubrey O'Day and D. Woods on live television at the height of its fame in 2008.
I don't like her energy. I don't like her style and direction where she's going with it. I don't like what she does to the brand when she's wilding out there, being overly raunchy, promiscuous. So I don't want you in the group no more. Anybody else that want to go with her could go with her. Based on a lot of things that I've heard, you're not really a happy camper in this situation.
No, I don't think anyone has been happy for a long time in this situation.
Okay, so you could go too.
Which resulted in Danity Kane being disbanded in 2009. Back to...
Okay, listen. I'm going to explain something about y'all with me, all right? I love hip-hop. I wasn't very much like an R&B girl, all right? I had my select R&B artists that I listened to, all right? But I wasn't really into R&B, right? But I did like me some Danity Kane. I did. I like Danity Kane. And it was a blow to society to break that group up. It was a blow to society to break that group up. Damage was an amazing song. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. That song was amazing. I'm just throwing it out there.
Making the band, the lawsuit says that during that filming, Diddy spoke to the female contestants in a hostile, condescending manner, calling them names such as fat, ugly, the B word, and hoes. Specifically, the lawsuit says that Diddy told Don she was too skinny and needed to do something about this. There's also an incident from 2005 highlighted where the docs allege that Kim Porter left Diddy's studio in tears with visible face injuries, including a lacerated lip. There's allegations of Danity Kane's...
Oh no! She saw him... Oh my gosh, she's saying she saw him hit Kim. Oh my God. You know, that woman, Kim, she went through hell. She really did. She went through hell. And, bless her heart. Bless her heart.
Extreme work conditions noted, saying that they were denied adequate food and sleep, and because Diddy would allegedly be high on drugs, he would be awake for extended periods of time and force them to record and rehearse for stretches of 36 to 48 hours without breaks. Don alleges that these conditions and requirements became so frequent that she eventually started falling asleep in a sitting position, fully dressed and with makeup on, so if she was woken up, she'd be ready to go. And all of this contributed to and heightened her anxiety. There's also mention of Diddy holding meetings in his underwear, and when asked to put clothes on, the docs say he would refuse and say that, quote, "This is my effing house." There are some incidents involving Cassie and Diddy that are also detailed in this document, alleging in one particular one, when Don and her bandmate from Dirty Money, Kalina, went to Diddy's house one morning, Cassie was in the kitchen frying eggs when Diddy allegedly came downstairs, quote, looking high on drugs, approached Cassie and screamed, "I've been asking you for my ish. I can't stand you, B. You never do it right." He then allegedly pushed Cassie against the wall, choked her, and drug her up the stairs.
Oh my God, she's backing up Cassie too? Oh no! No! Oh my God! Oh my God! She's not only backing up the claims of what happened to Kim, because if you remember, Kim has passed away now. She quote unquote died of pneumonia. Quote unquote died of pneumonia. All right, that's what, you know, quote unquote. But she's backing up Cassie's claims too. Oh my God. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Docs say although Dawn wanted to step in, she was physically led out of the residence by her bandmate, and then she returned to her hotel room. The following day, the docs say that Dawn received a call demanding she return back to the house, and upon doing so, she was led to the recording room, the lights were dim, the door was locked, and she was given a flower, and eventually told by Diddy that, quote, "This is normal. This was just a lover's argument where no one was hurt. This is what love is. I'm giving you an..."
No, that's not what love is at all. That is absolutely not what love is. Oh my God. Oh my God. If that is true, he's sick. If he really did say that, he's sick. That man has a sickness of the highest power.
Opportunity. If you want to make it, you'll shut your mouth. If you say anything, there will be consequences. And then further warning that, quote, people end up missing. The docs say that when Dawn and her bandmate would try to encourage Cassie to leave Diddy, somehow he would find out and told them, quote, y'all bees don't get in my relationship.
Most likely. Okay, so if that situation arises and he found out that they told her that, most likely Cassie told him about it. Because if Cassie was in the situation that she claims that she was in, I personally believe she was. I'm going to be honest. If Cassie was in that situation that she talked about in her suit, she was in survival mode. And you want to do everything you can do to show yourself being loyal to your abuser. You want to do everything you can do to show your abuser that you won't betray them. And if that's snitching out other people, you do it. And most likely it was Cassie telling him that. Most likely. But you can't blame her because she was in survival mode. Listen, when you're in a situation like that, you do things that you never thought in your life you would do. And that you're ashamed of. It's bad.
Don't tell my bee what she needs to be doing. Just make money and shut up. As well as I in artists, I shelve careers. You could be missing and you bees want to die today, among other things. The doc mentions parties with copious amounts of illegal activities, men and women who appear to be underage, and different acts being performed at the...
Oh my God, she's backing that up too? Oh my God. Her suit is practically backing up the indictment.
Artists, I shelve careers. You could be missing and you bees want to die.
And she's backing up Lil Rod and Cassie's suit. And the other suit that was in December that I had no clue about.
Today, among other things. The doc mentions parties with copious amounts of illegal activities, men and women who appear to be underage, and different acts being performed at these parties. It says that people are required to give up their phones, doors are kept locked and guarded by security, and sometimes even police officers are in attendance, which sends a message that Diddy's influence and his connections extend to even law enforcement officers. So
okay, are we really surprised by that? Are we really surprised by that? That part does not surprise me at all. As much money and as much power that man has, it does not surprise me that cops were paid off. You know? Does not surprise me at all.
Reporting him to authorities would be unacceptable and pointless. There's a specific dinner from 2009 or early 2010 that's also described in these documents where it says celebrity guests such as Neo, Usher, and Mr. Jimmy Iovine, the then CEO of Interscope, all attended this party. And in front of all of these guests and more, Diddy allegedly punched Cassie in her stomach, causing her to double over in pain and cry. She was escorted out while Diddy continued to socialize with the guests. And this...
Bro. All them grown-ass mans... Okay, look. Y'all know I'm all about the independent woman, all right? I'm about the independent woman, you know. I try my best to, you know, I don't need no man, whatever. But I'm sorry, I'm also old school, all right? I'm a mix, all right? I'm a good little happy middle of a mix. I cannot believe, I can believe, but it's sad, all right? It's sad to think that a man will punch a girl in the gut with around a bunch of other grown men and they don't tackle that motherfucker. I'm sorry. If this is true, I am looking at every single one of them differently. To me, you are not a man if you can sit there and watch that happen. I'm old school like that. I'm sorry, I'm old school like that. I really am. I'm old school like that. How you gonna sit there and watch that? Come on now. The hell's wrong with y'all? And look, that some people may call me sexist for saying that. All right, kick fucking rocks. I don't care. All right? I know women that would have jumped his ass for seeing some shit like that. But I absolutely, and I'm talking about unprompted hit. I'm not talking about they were like like fighting each other, all right? Whatever, you just pull them apart. But you gonna sit there and allegedly watch this man punch her in her gut like that, and then you just gonna go on about the dinner like nothing happened? I'm sorry, you're not a man if you watch something like that and let it go down and don't say anything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like my husband, right? You know when that slap happened, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, right? I asked, so you know, all the women in the world asked their partner, would you have gotten up and slapped Chris Rock for me? So I asked my husband, would you have gotten up and slapped Chris Rock for me? And you know how my husband answered? He looked at me sideways, okay? He gave me that look that I like to put on Twitter with the one eyebrow raised, and he goes, no, I wouldn't have. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, because I would have been trying to stop you from going up there and doing it. What do you mean? I was like, okay, true. You got a point. You got a point. It would have been me running up there wanting to do that shit, and you would have had to stop me. True. Good point. Good point. He did. He looked me dead in my soul and go, woman, have you lost your mind? I would have had to have stopped you. I was like, okay, fair. I get it. Oh my God, I wish y'all could have seen his face that day. He had me rolling when he answered the way he did. I was like, okay, fair enough.
Despite Interscope execs witnessing this themselves, the docs say that they continued their deal with Bad Boy, paying out $50 million in exchange for a future Bad Boy release distributed through Interscope. There's mention of Diddy allegedly throwing objects like albums, laptops, and food against the wall or at individuals during recording sessions, making Dawn fear that if she angered Diddy, all of that could be directed at her and could cause her serious harm. For Dawn's work on Dirty Money, she alleges she...
You know, with all these allegations on Diddy, I feel like he should have been medicated a long-ass time ago. Listen, I'm not giving him an excuse. When I say what I'm about to say, I'm not giving him an excuse at all. You know how I am. I'm not one to give out excuses, okay? But with all these allegations, do you notice that they all intertwine and they all work together? You know? I feel like... What's up, Q? I feel like Diddy has something going on. I don't know what. I'm not going to try to be a doctor on his ass. I'm not even going to try to do it. But I feel like something is going on with him. And it's been going on for a long-ass time. I don't know if it's... What I'm saying, Karen Milk... I'm just going to call you Al because that's easier to say. What I'm saying, Al, is I don't know if it's just narcissism. I don't know. I feel like it's more than that. I really do. I feel like narcissism may have something to do with it, obviously. But I don't know if it's just that. You know? Nuke, I swear to God. I'm not reading that comment, Nuke. I'm not reading that comment, Nuke. I refuse. You are not going to make me read that comment out loud. I'm not doing it. Okay? So you just sit that little comment right there and let it scroll up. All right? With your bad ass.
He is owed $1.2 million in unpaid wages and royalties and $350,000 for touring. In regards to SA, there's allegations of Diddy constantly entering Dawn's dressing room, groping her chest and butt with no legitimate purpose and without consent. It says that Diddy caressed her butt to show the stylist where he wanted her high-waisted undergarments for her performance to be positioned and attempted to touch her chest, claiming to show the stylist where he wanted her bra strap to go. And then it alleges that in 2010, Diddy told Dawn he wanted to gift her some enhancements for Christmas, and then he cupped her chest, saying that she's currently an A and he thinks she should go to a D. There's another...
Damn. Oh my God.
2010 incident in which, while at a studio, Diddy allegedly raised his hand and swung towards Don's face. A bodyguard grabbed her, escorted her and her bandmate out of the studio, and put them in the Bad Boy Records Bentley and locked the doors. Inside the vehicle, there was no door handles and no way to escape. Don used her bandmate.
Wait, there's no door handles? What?
He allegedly raised his hand and swung towards Don's face. A bodyguard grabbed her, escorted her and her bandmate out of the studio, and put them in the Bad Boy Records Bentley and locked the doors. Inside the vehicle, there was no door handles and no way to escape. Don used her bandmate's cell phone to call her dad, but eventually the bandmate was taken out of the car and Don was left in there alone for 2 hours. The docs say she screamed as loud as she could, but no one responded. It was late evening in the wintertime. The windows were heavily tinted and the interior of the car was dark except for faint interior lights. All of her items were inside of the studio still. Her dad did eventually come to the studio, but the docs say that interaction also resulted in more fear of Diddy because he allegedly told her father to, quote, think about your family and your daughter's career. And then the following day, Diddy allegedly called Don and said, quote, you don't call your dad unless you're in the hospital.
Let me tell you something. I'm a 48-year-old woman. I still call my dad. Okay? As old as he is, he still fucked somebody up from me. You don't tell me when I call my dad. The hell? What's wrong with you?
So all of that and more is the basis for her lawsuit and her 21 causes of action, which include violation of the Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Act, which you probably know a lot of the SA lawsuits from last year were also filed under this act, and the act was extended to March 2025, so more lawsuits can continue to be filed under this act. The other causes of action include SA, trafficking, false imprisonment, intentional infliction of emotional distress, hostile work environment, fraud, and intentional misrepresentation. She is
Oh, damn. Oh, my God.
asking for a jury trial, and as of now, there has been no response from Diddy's team. I'm not a lawyer, but I read all...
Pause. Damn. Alrighty then. And here we go. September 16th, 2024, Combs is arrested. We know about that. Well, okay. On Monday, September 16th, Combs was arrested by federal agents on a sealed indictment, and the U.S. Attorney in Manhattan said. Earlier this evening, federal agents arrested Sean Combs based on a sealed indictment filed by the Southern District of New York. We expect to move to unseal the indictment in the morning, and we will have more to say at that time. Damon Williams, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, said in a statement. Combs' attorney, Mark, we're just going to say Mark because I can't say that name, said his client was a subject of what we believe is an unjust prosecution. And Mark said that Combs is innocent and will clear his name. Craig for 199. Diddy's been a menace for longer than I've ever been alive. Yes. I don't know how old you are, but yes. He is an imperfect person, but is not a criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation. He voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges, Mark said in a written statement. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. September 17th, attorney alleges racketeering case against Combs. Williams, the U.S. Attorney of Southern District of New York, at news conference said that at least since 2008, Combs abused, threatened, coerced victims to fulfill sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. Combs is accused in the indictment of a racketeering conspiracy and using his business to commit crimes, including trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Arson. That's got to be Kid Cudi's car. That's got to be Kid Cudi's car. And it could also be, Russell Simmons' ex-wife, Kimora Lee. I believe Kimora Lee's house caught on fire. Like, all of a sudden, they don't know why. All right? I believe Kimora Lee's house got caught on fire. So, I don't know. It could be either one. I think it's Kid Cudi's car. Because it was done with a Molotov cocktail. Like, they busted the top of it and threw a Molotov cocktail in there. So, part of the allegations are that Combs forced victims to engage in what Combs called freak-offs. I never in my life thought an indictment would have the words freak-off in the paperwork. with male workers, which could last days at a time. Days? Okay, listen. Days? Days? We doing these for days? Bruh. Okay, there's something wrong. We days. Ooh. Which could last days at a time and involve drugs given to victims, Williams says. The civil lawsuit filed by Cassie also alleged the freak-offs. Combs' attorney, Mark, said that they will fight the charges and he is innocent. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent! So, we got this guy here. I like this guy. This guy was funny. I liked him. I actually subscribed to him because I like the way he, and it's a short video, not even 8 minutes, but he talks about the indictment going on.
All right, been going through the paperwork of the indictment of Diddy. And I want to start by making sure that everybody understands this is a grave situation that implies that someone who's really, really famous and a part of a lot of our lives has been, in fact, an awful and terrible person. That is a very clear implication from this paperwork. And I want to make sure that everybody understands that we understand the gravity of what is being accused, because it can be very easy to lose sight of that sort of thing once you start talking about thousands of bottles of baby oil. We'll get to that in a minute.
Thousands of bottles of lube and baby oil. I guess so. When these damn freak-offs are lasting not hours, but days. Days. Like, when you say days, like, what do you mean by days? Are we talking like 2 days? Are we talking 3 to 4? Are we talking the 5 to 7 business days? How many days are we talking with these freak-offs? I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. How many days are we talking? Are we talking 3 to 5 business days? Did they take weekends off? Did they get paid for this? Like, I mean, days? That's like a job. What are you doing? You know?
All right, I just got back from the dentist, found out that Sean Combs had been indicted. I decided to go through the paperwork. I am not a lawyer, okay? But I know when it looked like somebody going to jail. I don't.
I am not a lawyer, but I know what it looks like when somebody's going to go to jail. I like this guy because he's so deadpan when he does this shit. I really, really like this guy.
I don't think you have to go to law school to feel like that. And this sort of federal paperwork make you feel like he's going to go to jail. But just to be clear, not because of like what's actually in the paper.
Skip says, I bet that's why he kept tabs on everyone's medical records to make sure they didn't have an STD. True. I mean, listen. They were going for days. Can you imagine like the swapping and everything? If one person could infect all of Hollywood, it seems like in that set in that thing. I'm just saying. Okay.
Paperwork. The paperwork is incredibly vague. It only really gets detailed in 2 particular parts. Part number 1 is the very beginning where it says the United States of America v. Sean Combs. And they ran through every name the man ever used. Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. P.D., a.k.a. Love. I would just like to note here that I do not remember the P.D. era.
I don't remember. When did P.D. happen? I don't remember him being known as P.D. Does anybody in this chat remember him being called P.D.? I don't remember that either.
That is number 1. And number 2, shockingly, for those of us who are old enough to remember when he was Puffy, Puffy did not make this. And it appears Puffy did not make this, I guess because he stopped calling himself Puffy way before the allegations in the paperwork.
Yeah, because he was Puff Daddy and he was... Hold on. Okay, Puff Daddy. Why didn't? Because he was Puff Daddy before he was Puffy. Because he was Puff Daddy and Puffy Simon. Oh, you know what? He was Puff Daddy and Puffy simultaneously. Because he was known as Puffy when he was running with Biggie. And when Biggie passed away, he was still known as Puff Daddy or Puffy. So it might be because they were running simultaneously. It was either Puff Daddy or Puffy. That's probably why, actually. That's probably why. Okay.
And basically what they are saying is that up until 2008, there was this dude that by and large was like a record company executive. And in 2008, he turned into Mr. Handman from Enter the Dragon. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Enter the Dragon, but it is a movie about a man named Mr. Han who only had one hand,
Okay, so us old school people, we know about this movie.
Who brought a bunch of people in to fight in a kung fu tournament. I don't know which kind of kung fu. I think you got to do whatever kung fu you knew best. But anyway, he had a kung fu tournament on the island, but it became clear once he got on the island, he was doing a lot of stuff like running dope, selling dope, and he had a whole bunch of women that he was keeping there, and he kept them high so they couldn't go nowhere.
Puff Daddy was not his legal name. His legal name is Sean Combs. Nice one, lass. Nice one. I see what you did there.
And they would just be there to entertain the people that came into the island with Mr. Han, which, no exaggerating, sounds a lot like what they're talking about in this lawsuit. It's a whole lot. He got a bunch of dope and he was using this to keep people compliant and everything else. And he had a whole team of people that was around him that was keeping it on the hush hush, So basically, he is what if Mr. Han had two hands. There was one other thing that they were detailed about. And I think this is interesting. And I talked to a lawyer friend of mine who made it clear to me that generally with this kind of paperwork, the feds keep it vague intentionally because I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, a lot of this sounds like the reports that we got from the Cassie lawsuit, right? Yep. So it didn't necessarily seem to be that new. There wasn't much of that. It just seemed to be a lot of kind of sort of general stuff. But one thing they were very, very particular about is that there were 3 AR-15s with defaced serial numbers found at one residence. And between the other residences, there were, and I'm not exaggerating here, 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. And you
I'm sorry. Listen, the allegations on Diddy is so bad that we have to have a chance to be able to laugh about something. And I'm sorry, that baby oil and lubricant does it for me. I'm sorry. That baby oil and lubricant does it for me. Ninja's like, I will never be able to look at baby oil the same again. True. Me neither. Oh my God. Ninja Style goes old school. Everybody knows Bruce Lee movies. Listen, y'all don't even know how to do the Running Man or the dip right, okay? So don't come at me thinking that y'all know Bruce Lee movies. Y'all can't even dance right, okay? So don't go there with me. Don't go there with me. I already had my diatribe at the beginning of this live stream telling y'all my existential crisis on watching y'all doing some dances on TikTok that y'all are horrible at and you can't reinvent the wheel, okay? We're not going to go into that again. I'm just saying. Well, what Skip had brought it up that it was probably the baby oil was most likely for like massages and stuff like that. Because think about it, they're doing these freak offs and stuff, so I'm sure people were baby oiling up their bodies and stuff, and you know what I mean? So because there was also like personal lubricant in there too. So he should have, you know what, Di, you're absolutely right. He should have just bought the barrel of lube you can buy from Amazon. That's what I'm saying. Be smart with your money. Don't buy the individual bottles. Just buy the barrel and just have some reusable plastic or glass bottles or something. What the hell's wrong with you? Come on now. Be better for the environment. The hell? Buy the barrel. Shit.
And I'm not exaggerating here. 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. And you got to understand something, man. This is the United States of America. 3 AR-15s. I don't care what you did to the serial number. That ain't even going to rate. You could go shoot up a school with those 3 AR-15s and nobody in this country is going to give a fuck about that, right?
I mean, you know what? The funny thing is he's kind of not wrong because you know what happens with every school shooting that they make a fuss over on the news and stuff? Gun sales go up. Did y'all know that? With every major school shooting, gun sales go up. It's kind of weird. I don't know why. It's kind of weird, but yeah.
We all agree there. But 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, and we all shot up in our chairs and looked forward.
I mean, it's true. It's true. Everybody was like, okay, by now, we all think Diddy's an asshole. Okay, yeah, he did that. Yeah, we heard about that story. Oh, that must be about that story. 1,000 bottles of baby oil? What? What? That's very true.
But 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, and we all shot up in our chairs and looked forward. All of this is to say, the United States government wants to make sure you know this man is nasty. The words freak-offs, I don't have a PDF in a searchable format where I can count how many times the phrase freak-offs was used, but they love throwing the word freak-off in this paper.
Look, so you know I went to check, right? You know I had to go check and count it, all right? It was used 8 times. It was used 8 times. Hey, Mr. What's his name? The Right Time with Bomini Jones. Okay, bro, all you got to do is hit Control F and you can find out. And you just type it in. It was used 8 times in this indictment. That's why I'm calling it the freak off indictment. It's the freak off indictment. Never in my life would I have thought that freak off would be in a damn indictment. Never. I would have never thought that. No, it was in there more than 8. Wait, this thing lied to me. It was in there more than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 times in 2 pages. Yeah, it's double digits. I don't know about the rest. It kind of lied to me. Yeah, pages 6 and 7. Woo! Ooh! Anyway.
Paperwork. And what I found most shocking about the guns and also lots of drugs, there were lots of drugs that were kept at these places, is that Puffy seemed to keep all the supplies at his house. And so when his lawyer gives the quote that his client is an imperfect man, and by the way, it is a terrible sign when your lawyer starts by saying, look, I know he ain't, I know, but, right? That's not.
I mean, listen, the lawyer at that point, 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. The lawyer has to start off going, listen now, all right? He ain't perfect. Yeah, you think? Ben is like, I bet porn studios don't have that kind of supply. True.
Not a great sign. But he said that he is an imperfect man, but he is not a criminal. And I think that's because that lawyer at his level is accustomed to good criminals, because apparently Mr. Combs is not a very smart criminal. There's nothing illegal about keeping a bunch of baby oil and lubricant at your house, I suppose. Thousands of bottles. I guess, you know what?
True. It's not technically illegal. It's not. Listen, anybody out in my audience, don't let this deter you, okay? Don't let this deter you. If you want 1,000 bottles of baby oil or lube at your reach at any time of the day, go ahead and do your thing. There's nothing illegal about that. But I just ask this, for the environment, just go to Amazon and buy the barrel. All right, it's better for the environment that way. All right, just buy the barrel. Just buy the barrel. Okay, you got this. So anybody in my audience, if you want to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube at your house, that is up to you. Okay? And please, and yes, thank you, Medley. Please, if you have that many bottles and you go through that many bottles, please recycle. All right? Do something for the environment. I'm just saying. Please recycle. You know?
Maybe I'm tripping. That's only a crime if you are the king of the freak off, which apparently he seems to be based on the paperwork. They seem to be making an argument here that what Puffy was doing, sorry, not Puffy, that's not who's listed in the paperwork. The argument that they seem to be making is his regular business actually turned into a front for the freak offs. And then everybody that was associated with the business had an interest in protecting his reputation. And so all this money and everything else was thrown around to protect the reputation. And that thereby turns this all into racketeering. Like, I'm willing to bet that we're going to find out that he had actually been putting this stuff on the company card for all the business he's doing.
Wouldn't that be funny? Oh my God, I'm sorry. This is the point where I'm breaking. All right, I'm breaking, people. Wouldn't it be funny if they found out that all those bottles of lube and baby oil was bought on the company card? And he wrote them shit off on taxes? I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Could you imagine going to your accountant and going, here's the receipt, and there's a receipt for, I don't know, let's say they bought them a couple hundred at a time, and they're like, why is this a receipt for a couple hundred bottles of baby oil? Listen, we needed it for a video. Technically, it would have been a video because they were recording the shit, but we needed that baby oil for a video. And the poor accountant didn't know what kind of video it was for. What if he was writing them bottles of baby oil out? What if he was writing this shit off on his taxes? Oh my God, this is horrible.
I'm not sure, but I'm going to be honest with you, and you can be honest with me. Until today, September 17th, 2024, I did not know what racketeering meant. I did not know what it meant to racketeer. I could not.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't really understand it either. Like, I kind of had a guess about it until I had to look it up yesterday.
Look at somebody and say, hey, that is a racketeer. I could not tell you how one racketeers. I did not know. I just knew that if they said that you were engaged in racketeering, you was out here doing the most. And I got to be honest, what PD appears to be charged with doing here is the most. For those of you who were wondering, we're going to go ahead and put it on the screen, what racketeering means. I am using the definition from www.law.cornell.edu, which says racketeering is a set of illegal activities aimed at commercial profit that may be disguised as legitimate business deals, which is to say, again, they not even treating him like he...
All right, racketeering is a set of illegal activities aimed at commercial profit that may be disguised as legitimate business deals. Racketeering is defined by a coordinated effort by multiple people to repeatedly earn a profit, typically by fraud, extortion, bribery, threats, violence, and other illegal means. I believe the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act, RICO, is the primary law that outlines and criminalizes racketeering activities. Examples of racketeering activity may include money laundering, drug trafficking, and other forms of organized crime. I believe, now, y'all know I ain't no damn lawyer, especially with the way I talk. I believe for it to go into a RICO case, they have to meet the requirements of 2 of these. And it has to be like everybody's in on it, not just one person. Yeah, actually, it was made. RICO cases were made because of the mob. Yeah, it's an anti-mob law. Yeah. Yeah, it was especially created for the mob. Exactly, Skip. Yep. It was made because of the mob. That's how they didn't take the mob down, but they definitely hurt them. Let's put it that way. Mater, I see what you did there. Mater. Okay, we gonna behave today. Okay, Mater, Motley, we behaving today. Damn it.
Disguised as legitimate business deals, which is to say, again, they not even treating him like he was a record producer or any of these things after 2008. He ran Freak Off LLC and pretended to run a business.
I love this guy. I definitely subscribe to him because I love how he said this.
2008. He ran Freak Off LLC and pretended to run a business.
He ain't wrong, bro. He ain't wrong. He is not wrong. He was running Freak Off LLC. this dude is funny. This dude, when I listened to him when he was talking about this last night, I was like, oh yeah, this is the video we're going over with this. I'll link it. When I'm done, I'll give y'all, when I'm done, I'm getting ready to get off of here, I'll give y'all the link, okay? I promise. I love this guy. This guy is awesome. And I would like to know, at 1.5, I can 100% understand him because he talks good. He's got a good voice for this. Damn good voice.
Which I have to say, if you look at the output of record producer or any of these things after 2008, he ran Freak Off LLC and pretended to run a business.
True.
Which I have to say, if you look at the output of his record companies and the likes over recent time, I don't know if that's wrong.
He ain't wrong about that. He is not wrong about that. Because what has Diddy really done in years when it comes to music besides kill people's careers? When's the last time you heard something fantastical coming from Diddy? You haven't heard a lot coming from Diddy in years. I would fair to say probably a decade. Honestly.
NFL's back, which means you can turn.
Okay. Oh, so that's how he ends it. Okay, that's his pay promotion. All right. So. I meant to show y'all this about the Dawn. Aubrey O'Day, remember she was in Danity Kane, tells TMZ, I never thought I would see this day. Hold on. Let's do, there we go. Aubrey O'Day tells TMZ, I never thought I would see this day. We all buried this inside of us in order to be able to keep going. And not just me, but victims you don't even know yet. We're all processing what that type of vindication can actually feel like now. Every conversation I've had with victims last night has been beyond moving on all levels. This woman here, let me tell you something about Aubrey. Aubrey has been catching so many strays and so much hell when she got ever since she left Danity Kane. Because she has been talking about how Diddy has been a piece of shit this entire time. And they thought she was crazy. For the longest time, everybody, and she got practically blackballed in the music industry because of it. She's been telling people about Diddy and nobody wanted to listen to her. And she's been a queen this entire time. Blackballed, blacklisted, same thing, Di. Blackballed and blacklisted are the exact same thing. It's literally the same thing. But yeah. And people shoved her off to the side thinking she was crazy. And come to find out, Aubrey was right. Aubrey was right the entire time. And you know what? Good on her. Because she never faltered from what she was saying. And she took people's shit. But she still stood 10 toes down saying what she said. And then, of course, a judge has refused to grant bail to Diddy, and he will be sent to jail while awaiting trial for trafficking and racketeering. So guess what? Diddy's ass has to sit in jail this entire time. Oh, okay, let me go ahead and give y'all this guy. Wait, is this it? No. Is this it? Yes, that's the one. All right, hold on. All right, give me a second, because I gotta see something. Okay. Now recording's not going live. I thought now recording was going live at 2. Hold on. Okay, maybe not. All right. I thought they were going live. All right, so this is that one guy's channel. Well, it's not the channel, it's the video that we watched. Of course, you can get the channel from that video, obviously. But yeah, I'm glad I found him. He seems pretty funny. But yeah, I think Diddy is screwed. I really do. You know? Freak Off LLC. Exactly, Goblin. He was running Freak Off LLC. Hello. Hello. Jay says you have to prove that you're not a risk, which you pretty much can't do. Yeah, well, I mean, look at all the money he has. Look at all the money that he has and the power behind him, who he knows. He's definitely a flight risk. And I believe all his kids had to, all his kids, even his 1-year-old, had to give up their passports as well. Skip says it's very Epstein-esque. Yeah, it kind of is. People are actually calling him like the Epstein of the music industry right now. That's what they're comparing him to. They really are. They're comparing him to Epstein. So, yeah, there's witness tampering is one of the things people talk about with him also. Yep. So, Nixon, I don't know why you're asking that. Yeah, I just said that, Neon. That all the family members had to surrender the passports. Yep. I don't know. It's crazy, and we'll find out what it is. And if they have his trial, like if they, what do you call it? If they televise his trial, I'll watch it on here. We'll watch it together. I'll go live and we'll watch the trial. I'll play a video game or something while we're watching it. And I'll play a video game where I don't care if I die or not. Yep. So, alright. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I got some stuff I got to get done. No, I ain't playing no damn Fortnite. Only bad kids play Fortnite. Perfect example, Nicholas Diorio plays that game. It's a bad kid game. Only bad kids play Fortnite. Alright, I'm going to get out of here. Just to let you know, if you want to come back and like look at the indictment, or you want to see the article for yourself and read it all, whatever, I'm going to have everything listed in the description below. I just need to get some stuff done first, and then I will have everything in the description. I will also have timestamps because we had that technical difficulty in the beginning. So I got to timestamp that so people could skip it. And yeah. All right. Y'all have a great night or evening, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all. Oh, wrong song. What the hell am I doing? All right, there we go. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my
my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs a antiseptic. Ain't no